I'm George Mahalchik. I'm the program coordinator for Recognize Good Legends, and we're proud to be here at the Hill Country Bible Church on this 18th day of September to recognize a very special person, Ms. Karen Faulkner, for the work that she has done. I'd like to recognize a few people. One is Sarah Milam, one of the nominators. Another is Kathy Groom, another one of the nominators. Dr. Brett Champion, the Leander ISD superintendent. We are going to talk about Recognize Good, and then we're going to get some background on Karen. Then we have a couple of presentations that we want to make, and then Karen, you'll have some time for rebuttal, if necessary. Let me tell you a little bit about Recognize Good and how we got started. A few years ago, we put together a program called Recognize Good so that folks could say thanks to any number of different people, whether it be family, friends, acquaintances, whether they be local, within the state, literally around the world. Folks can go to the website recognizegood.org and say thanks to folks who have done wonderful things. We found, in looking at all those thank yous that were coming through, that some were far superior to others in recognizing the good works that some people did. And so in 2010, we came up with the idea of what we call the Recognize Good Legends. And as you look at the class of 2013, these are the folks who in their ordinary lives have done extraordinary things. And today we're proud to add Karen Faulkner to the list for the class of 2014. And it was through the efforts of Tyrex Group, ABC Home Commercial Services, and the Samaritan Counseling Center. They got together and they came up with this idea of recognizing individuals, normally 9 during a year, who have done extraordinary things. And it doesn't stop here, because this is just one part of the function of the Legends of Recognize Good. We're going to make a donation of $1,000 in Karen's name to Student Charities, but in January and February of the upcoming year, we will have what we call the Say Thanks Austin campaign. The Say Thanks Austin campaign is a chance for people around the world to say thank you to Karen in this case, or any of the other legends. And in a ceremony that we will hold in the City Hall of Austin on February 20th of 2015, we will pay it forward, a $10,000 donation to the charity that receives, to the legend rather, that receives the most thank yous. And so with that, that's a brief background on Recognize Good and what we do. And I'm proud to say that Karen is a selection today because of the process that we have. We've taken legends from the class of 2013, 2012, 2011, and as far back as 2010. And we asked these legends to look at the nominations that come in and pick legends. So Karen, it wasn't my choice. It wasn't our choice. It was legends who preceded you that selected you today for this recognition. Enough about Recognize Good and what we do. Kathy, you have some words that you'd like to offer. And what I'll ask you to do is stand over here. You can stand right in the middle.
Okay.
Or you can go to the podium.
First off, thank you to the folks that Recognize Good, Leander ISD, Hill Country Baptist Church, and everyone that came out to support Karen, and especially for Sarah. Sarah started this and got this going, so thank you so much. Karen is a lifelong volunteer. She's volunteered PTAs, booster clubs, St. Thomas More Church, and various groups. Mobile Oats and Fishes, she's the volunteer coordinator for years. And now she's the founder and our one-woman show of Student Charities. So you always give so much of yourself and put other people first. That's the nature of you. And I met Karen 13 years ago when my son started at Laura Bush, and it really touched me because he's a senior this year. So it's kind of a little cycle that we've gone through is all these years together. But we started working together when Sarah and I started fundraising for Mobile Oats and Fishes and creating these fun runs. Got to know Karen, and Dr. Champion came out to a couple of them, and we were able to raise money, and then Karen came up with this idea of trying to support kids that would go home and need food over the weekend, and their families. It wasn't just about the students, it was feeding the whole family. So we kind of started working together, and then LISD backpack program started. And then it became Student Charities. So as our organization grows, and we are able to feed more students and provide more resources in other areas, I am so proud to be part of this organization with you, and to keep working with you and all the good that you do for this community. It was important for me to speak today because I just want you to know how much I admire you, and I'm grateful to learn from you and all of the support that you've given me and everyone else that you work, and how much you've touched all of us in a very personal way. I'm moving in December, so I will miss you. I will miss being part of Student Charities, but I know the organization will continue to prosper and grow under your leadership, and you will continue to do great things for our community. And I'm very proud that you are the Recognized Good Legends Award winner, and congratulations.
Catherine, thank you very much, and wish you a safe journey on your trip to Paris, Texas. You said London, right? Okay, London. Our presenter today is the superintendent of Leander Independent School District. He's been with the district for a number of years and has done a number of great things for the district. Shannon.
Thank you. It's my pleasure today to recognize Karen Faulkner, a dear friend of many in Leander ISD, families in Leander ISD, and most importantly, students in Leander ISD. You know, whenever Karen talked to me back in 2009 about, hey, I have this crazy idea that I want to put food in backpacks for kids and how that might play out, I had no idea of the depth and the vision that was going to, what was going to occur from that small idea that Karen had. From that, I'll just give you a personal example. I was telling Karen a while ago at my church, 2 Sundays ago, this group came in and they were carrying all these bags of soup and macaroni and cheese and stuff. And they brought it all to the front and they said, hey, there's this new thing happening at Leander High School called a backpack program, and we're going to be staff. We're going to make sure that those kids, and they started telling this story about how important it is for students who are on free and reduced lunch to have meals not just Monday through Friday, but on the weekends as well. And as I sat and listened, I thought, that's Karen Faulkner 5 years ago describing a little nugget of an idea that she had. And as we think about the 22,000 meals that have now been served to families across Leander ISD 5 years later, it is a humbling thing to stand before you and get to even be part of something like this. You know, we all got into the field of education because we wanted to change the world. That's always what it's about. How rare is it that we get to sit among people who really have? And that, in this case, is Karen Faulkner. So, Karen, thank you on behalf of all the students and families in Leander ISD.
Ready?
We're ready?
Okay, we need to have Sarah and Kathy come up first.
Yep.
Target gift cards for their matches nominators.
Thank you so much for the nomination. Outstanding. Appreciate y'all. Good to see y'all now. Every time I see them, I get tired because of the fun runs that they made me do.
Karen, your turn.
Ladies and gentlemen, Karen Faulkner. Karen, this is a soup mug with a number of logos on here, a star recognizing the illumination that you've given to the world. There's a ribbon and outreach of hands. There's some other things. There's dove for peace and a heart for love, and all of those. Doesn't that just fit Karen Faulkner?
Yes.
Doesn't it? That's for you. There's a little target. start to be in there as well. So thank you for that. I don't think you're not done yet.
No, she has no book of good deeds with pictures as a nomination.
This is awesome. So in this is a book of good deeds that includes all sorts of spotlights from the work that you've done. And they're careful to point out, the recognized good folks are careful to point out there's plenty of blank pages for Karen's good deeds of the future as well. And a living remembrance of this ceremony is the bromeliad, and we take that and keep it alive. And then finally, we have the check that will go to. I love that. I love that this organization. The check is always about paying it forward, right? So this check doesn't go into Karen's pocket. Well, you can put this one in your pocket. It wouldn't have been much good. But the check itself goes to the charity that Karen has started up. So it just goes right back into the community, right back into what Karen has been all about. So Karen, congratulations for that. And here is an actual check. Don't lose that one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Karen Faulkner.
Right here, and your first official duty is to present this to Dr. Champion.
Oh, good. Excellent. Thank you, Karen.
Now, you have time for any comments you'd like to make. One of the things you may want to do is introduce any special guests that you have here.
I have my notes because if you've heard me speak before, when I get nervous, I either forget everything or then I get nervous and I just ramble on and on and on. So everyone that is here, I thank you all very much because if you're here, you have listened and listened and listened and listened to me go on and on and on. I talked to anyone who would listen to me about the program, or you've brought me peanut butter, you've supported me, you let me go to meetings, you have been very helpful. So I appreciate it. And so I have my notes, I'll stick to them because I'm already starting to ramble. I'd like to thank Recognize Good for recognizing the importance of student charities and for the generous donation. I'd also like to thank Hill Country Bible Church, as always, for the generous hospitality. I've been welcomed here many times and on many occasions, and I'm inspired by your members and all the outreach that you do in the community and around the world. Thank you to Kathy Groom and to Sarah Milam for nominating me and for Student Charities for this honor. Without their involvement, Student Charities wouldn't have expanded to the backpack program. Our backpack program wouldn't have expanded as quickly as it has, and the ladies have made that possible, so I appreciate that. Student Charities is an organization whose purpose is to alleviate hunger in our community and connect families to community resources. I want to give a heartfelt thank you to all the board members of Student Charities for supporting the ISD backpack program, the nurses snack boxes, and the winter food box program. And to everyone here, thank you for encouraging me and inspiring me. We would not be successful without your continued support. Student Charities was started when I realized that there are children in Leander ISD whose only regular meals were what they received at our schools. Our gesture is small, but it's meaningful. We find that the students we are helping are taking an ownership with their involvement in the backpack program and feel they are helping their families. We also found that attendance has increased on Fridays.
There you go.
Or as some people have come to call it, Backpack Day. Many of the Leander ISD students' organizations have become involved in the backpack program, either by packing, collecting, or delivering food bags. Our mission could not be complete without their help. Many community organizations, such as Hill Country Bible Church, have also become involved in our mission through their generous donation of food and support. This is just one example of how Student Charities connects families to the community resources. When I first realized the hunger problem in our community, and then I had a way to help, there were 4 words that came to mind. Well, why couldn't we? Didn't matter how I said it. Well, why couldn't we? Well, why couldn't we? Didn't really matter. But these 4 words once struck fear in my family and friends. Now they have seen that the programs have come together and they no longer avoid me after I say those 4 words. You never know what will inspire someone to say, well, why couldn't we? And then go out and make a difference. I believe we're all meant to make a difference, and I thank everyone for helping Student Charities make a difference to so many. Thank you so much.